Over 80% of what they teach you in school is useless when you graduate. And that's not the way forward. Hello? So they need to study a course that will help them to solve the problem of tomorrow, not the problem of yesterday. So the curriculum needs to be rejigged to prepare people for the real world, so that when you finish school like this, you should be able to start something, to start earning without looking for somebody to give you a job. Many parents today, they are giving birth to children. The children, to them, is like, this is my retirement plan. Your children are not your retirement plan. This is the time to tie that money down in an investment, tie it down in things that will change your life, because you will wake up one day and discover that it does not always work like that. Just come into a season and money is not flowing the way it used to flow, and you say, Kai, I wish. When you see yourself going through crisis, it is a report card of the kind of life you have lived when you were making money. All 7 laws of wealth creation. 7. Now, laws and principles are universal. Laws and principles are universal. We know of different laws: the law of gravity, the law of self-preservation, the law of lift, we know the law of procreation, all kinds of laws. We know they are universal. So anywhere you go, land in Tokyo now, same law. Land in Switzerland, same law. Enter Kenya, same law. So laws are universal. Principles are universal. They are not a respecter of persons, but the application of those laws are personal, contextual, and geographical. There are some things you will hear today that you cannot use now. You have to document it and put it on the shelf for the future. There are some things you will hear now that will be a deliverance of your past mistake. And you're like, Kai, no wonder. Now I get it. I'll go and correct it. So every time you hear a truth, know that this truth is important for your life, but look at your present context. Because I've seen people that will go into a seminar and they will tell them, you need to start your own business, be your own boss, and they'll go and resign on Monday. You don't have any savings, you don't even know what next to do. You say, because one man of God came, the keyboard was moving. And then you are just to touch 3 people, and then you just go and drop resignation. This is your year. And then you are now sitting down, no money, nothing. What do you want to do? I don't know, but God will lead me. You are confused, sir. Hello? So principles are universal, but the application of those principles are what? Personal, contextual, and geographical. So you have to ask yourself, what is my own personal situation right now? This thing I'm hearing is very good, though. Because when you talk about you need to save. Somebody is owing 15 million. And you are telling him to save. Yes, savings is a lot, but right now, let me pay the debt and come out. Let me come from below ground zero first. So you now need to understand that it's personal. It doesn't mean that the person telling you to save is lying to you. It just means that, yes, I need to save. So you now know you shelve it as a principle. But for now, let me come out of this debt first. Hello? Is it not somebody that makes money that can save? At least you first get a job first. So when they are saying savings is powerful, you note it. Then you now go and look for a job so that you can get an income first. Hello? So it's personal. Number 2 is contextual. Your context is different from my context. Because we may all listen to the same thing, but we cannot all practice it. So you are listening now, and maybe you come and say, okay, husband and wife, when you wake up in the morning, you have to do your quiet time and pray together. The family that prays together stays together. You are in Nigeria, your wife is in Australia. You know that revelation, your context is true too, but for your context, it can't work. Because when you are waking up in the morning, they are about to sleep. Do you understand that? So when you are listening to things, understand it's not that the thing is wrong, but what's your context? Number 3 is geography. It's geography. So for instance, somebody can tell you real estate is very powerful. You can never go wrong with real estate. It's truth. But if you go and buy land in Ukraine now, it might be a wrong investment. Why? Because of the geography. 2 things can be true at the same time. Something can be true at one level and become a lie at the next level. Do you understand? There's something that they can tell you now is true. But if they tell you the same thing in 5 years' time, it's a lie. You say, what do you mean by that? When you are not married, your parents will tell you, don't allow a man to touch you. Don't sleep around. That's the truth. But when you get married, if they tell you that, that's a lie. The same woman that told you not to allow a man to touch you will say, don't deprive your husband. Oh, make sure you give. You say, but mom, you say you should not touch me. That was then. This is now. So laws and principles are universal, but the application is personal, contextual, and geographical. So if it's not working for you, don't fight the law. Don't fight the principle. Find out why. Why is it not working? Because the question you ask determines the answer you get. Sometimes when people are asking questions, they say, what can I do to become rich? What can I do? Sometimes that's the wrong question. Because you have not been jobless, you have been doing something now. The question should actually be, why am I not rich? When you say, why am I not rich? You open a different portal. You now begin to realize that there are some things you are doing wrong that you need to adjust. Because you're already doing something now. So if, for instance, you have an electrical appliance, there is a on button, the off button, the pause button, the forward button, the rewind button, all the buttons are there, and you are pressing all the buttons and it's not working. You say, oh, this thing is a scam. It's a scam. I press on, it didn't on. I press off, it didn't off. No, it's not a scam. Why is it not working? And then you now come and say, there's no battery. Oh. There's no battery inside. Or you have not switched it on. No. Do you understand? At the hotel yesterday, my wife thought she was charging her iPad. So I wanted to charge my own phone. He said, go and charge it in the other room. I'm charging something here so that you can remove my iPad. I've been charging this since morning. And I got there, I saw 21%. I said, I charged this since morning, only to discover that the socket was not on. So I said, babe, nothing they charge you. This is money. Do you understand? So you may be pressing button, but the real thing that needs to be done, you have not done. So that's why we need understanding. So laws of wealth creation. 7, number 1. The first law of wealth creation is the law of financial education. The law of financial education or financial intelligence. A lot of us are financial illiterates. And because we are financial illiterate, we don't have money. If you know better, you will do better. The more you learn, the more you earn. Your learning capacity determines your earning capacity. So, but schools don't teach financial education. So it's possible for you now to have master's degree in business administration, yet you cannot run a barbering salon successfully. You can't run a boutique successfully because you know the theory, but you don't know the practical. It's possible for you to have PhD in economics, yet you cannot manage your personal accounts. It's possible for you to be a chartered accountant, you can't charter Uber. Why? Because you know the theory, but you don't know the practical. Having PhD in swimming technology does not make you a swimmer. But an illiterate in Bayelsa can outswim you. Do you understand now? So it's not about, so there's nothing wrong in education. But if you are going to become rich, academic education does not translate to wealth creation. That's why the lecturers are going on strike when they don't pay their salary. Now, if you are going to become all that you are supposed to be, maximize your possibilities and be the best version of yourself, there are 5 dimensions of education that you must have. 5. Number 1, you need spiritual education. You need to know who you are in Christ, what Jesus has done, and what is yours as a result of what he has done. So that you will not be a pawn in the hands of charlatan, you will not be a tool in the hand of the enemy, you will not be a victim. You need to understand who you are in Christ, what you have in Christ, whose you are. Spiritual education. Number 2, you need personal education. You need to understand yourself. What are your strengths, your weaknesses, your likes, your dislikes, your temperament? You need to understand yourself, because if you don't understand yourself, you will not be able to succeed, because you will be deploying yourself in the wrong direction. Listen, if you rate a monkey according to its ability to swim, the monkey will be a failure. If you rate a fish according to its ability to fly, the fish will be a failure. So when fishes try to fly, they fail. When monkeys try to swim, they fail. But if you know yourself that you are a fish, you will stay inside water. So understanding yourself helps you to put yourself within your area of strength. Yeah, you know, people say, hey, work on your weakness, work on your weakness. Everybody has weaknesses. While you are thinking of weakness, work on your strength. When you become so strong in your strength will take care of your weaknesses. So, because many times, because we don't know ourselves, we have all this one. I believe I can fly. I believe. Look, if you can think it, you can do it. You cannot fly. You are not a bird. You don't have wings. Even if you have wings, wings is not equal to flight. Chickens have wings, they cannot fly. I can do all things through Christ that gives me strength. You cannot do all things. Go and read it again. You can do all things that God has created you to do. Not all things as in literally everything you have been created to do, everything you have been empowered to do, you can do it. I can do this, I can do this. Then you leave your strength, you begin to try to go and force yourself on your weakness. Hello? So the second education is what? Personal education. Number 3, you need what I call marketplace education. You need to understand the way the world works. Many of us are just naive. We don't understand the way we have what I call Christian naivete. We're naive. You just go there thinking that everybody owes you something, thinking that the world will, because you are a good person, things will just work for you. It doesn't work like that. Life does not give you what you deserve. It gives you what you negotiate. It gives you what you fight for. So just thinking that because you are a good person, that people will just like you, they will just support you, it's not true. So you need to understand the way the world works. You need to understand the way the industries work, the marketplace works. When you see an advert for vacancy, they will say we need somebody with this qualification, and you will hear things like 5 years experience, 3 years requisite. That's what experience is, education. Are you educated in the way the marketplace works? Do you understand the reporting system? Do you understand teamwork? Do you understand loyalty? Do you understand tasks? Do you understand? So do you understand how things work in the market? Number 4, you need academic education. Academic education. Look, I know there are a lot of people that are pushing all this narrative. School is a scam. School is not a scam. Oh, it's a curriculum that is a scam. School is not a scam. Oh, an educated driver is better than an uneducated one. An educated dry cleaner is better. There is something education does that changes the game for you. So don't let anybody tell you, hey, it's not by education. No. But you see, the curriculum is a scam. So all you need is to now redefine education. Because those who created the academic institution and the educational system, they did not create it so that they can empower you to be rich and wealthy. They created it so that you can be trained to work for them. It's a capitalist principle. You know, I can't go into all the story, but get the books. So you need education. Now listen. Education will do 4 things for you. Education will help you to be able to read, so that you can read contracts and not sign away your life. And then you begin to blame them that they are using you. They are using you. If you don't want to be used, be useless. They are using you. Nobody you sign them. Education helps you to be able to read. Number 2, it helps you to be able to write. So you can write. Number 3, it helps you to be able to calculate. Arithmetics and mathematics, so you can do calculation. And number 4, education helps you to be able to think analytically. To be able to think analytically and objectively. So you find out that a lot of people have gone to school, but the only thing they know how to do is to read and write. They can't calculate and they can't think. And a lot of people that graduate from Nigerian university, unfortunately, they graduate, they have to be retrained again. If you employ a Nigerian graduate today, they can't speak good English, they can't write anything. You have to retrain them and retrain them and retrain them. It's funny. Hello? So listen, you need education. Now, when I say the curriculum is a scam, listen to this, especially those of you that are into education. Over 80% of what they teach you in school is useless when you graduate. It's useless. So when you are going to school now, think very well. Those of you that are taking, your children are going to study courses. With the way the world is going right now, with the way the world is going, many of you are still trying to fulfill your missing opportunity in the life of your children. So you want them to go and study a course that you did not study. You want them to go and study a course that will put a prefix before their name. And that's not the way forward. Hello? So they need to study a course that will help them to solve the problem of tomorrow, not the problem of yesterday. So the curriculum needs to be rejigged to prepare people for the real world. So I call it the learn to earn academic curriculum. So that when you finish school like this, you should be able to start something, to start earning without looking for somebody to give you a job. So if you have to go through school, we spend an average of 21 years in the academic system to come out with a BSc. And then the first letter you write is I beg to apply. So that means you have spent 21 years to become a beggar. So you are coming to look for a job, you want to apply. The question is, who will create the job that you want to be employed in? If it was easy to start a business, why did your grandfather or your father not start one? Are you seeing now? So you need to understand the way this thing works so that you can that. Because of time, let's move on. The next one is you now need financial education. Financial education. So you need to understand money, what it is, how to make it, how to manage it, how to multiply it, asset, liability. You need to understand money and really spend time digging deep into that. Number 2 is the law of delayed gratification. The second law is the law of delayed gratification. Please, I beg you, in the name of God, don't use your 10 fingers to eat. That's the way they trained us. Don't eat with 10 fingers. The money a child sees in the morning, they say they use it to eat bean cake, akara. Don't spend, you see, your life is in seasons. Morning, afternoon, evening, and night. The morning season of your life is the first 25 years. It's a season to learn. The afternoon is the next 25 years. Is a season to earn. The next 25 years is the evening. Is the season to turn around and mentor. And the final 25 years is the time to rest. If you misuse your morning, you will regret it in the evening. Many of us are going through black tax and African problem now because many of our parents messed up their morning and their afternoon. They are now using their evening to mess up the morning of their children. And children are now carrying load that is bigger than them because the child now has to take care of father, mother, and siblings. The children you did not give birth to. Because you see a lot of poor people, they give birth to children as if they're trying to win an award. Every year your wife is getting pregnant. They can if this one don't make them, this one go make them. We are giving birth to children like sardine. Many parents today, they are giving birth to children. The children to them is as this is my retirement plan. Your children are not your retirement plan. Children are not a retirement plan. You cannot put that kind of burden on your children. If not with this breast when you suck, that's witchcraft. That's witchcraft. Let them live their life. Hello? So it's the law of delayed gratification. There are only 3 things you can do with money. When money comes, you can only do 3 things. Number 1, you can waste it. Number 2, you can spend it. Number 3, you can invest it. Waste, spend, invest. Foolish people waste money. Average people spend money. Wise people invest money. Which are you? Are you a fool? Are you average? Or are you wise? So if you are the Nino lower category, let us eat and drink for tomorrow we die. Money is for spending. Then you are a fool. Hello? You are just a waster. Listen to me. There are people sitting down here today that will look back and say, if I knew what I know now, I would not have wasted money the way I wasted it. Many of you, the money you wasted on your wedding alone, wedding, 17 years ago, even the photographer collected 200,000 and a plot of land was 200,000, and now you are still a tenant. You spent so much money on that wedding. You borrowed car, you wore gown, you wore everything. Today now, you can't pay school fees for the children you have brought into the world. Even the naming ceremony of your first child, you block streets. And now the road is blocked. Delayed gratification. As money comes, don't waste it. Because if you begin to make money, there are many of you young boys, young girls now, you are making money, you have a good job, you are not married, your responsibility is not much. This is the time to start things for the future. Because listen to me, my mother will always say, June and July, lie. June and July. Life is June and July. One is 30 days, one is 31 days. And my mother will always say, no matter how much February, because if February is to my 30. There is no way February will run. It can't enter 30. Every 4 years, it will enter 29. Hello? So many of you young boys, young girls, you are in IT, you are in the corporate world, you are doing international work, you are making money now, no husband, no wife, no children, but you are buying designer bag when your destiny is not designed. You are fixing eyelashes, fixing nails when you have not fixed your life. You are buying bone straight when your life is not straight. You have 3 handset like a 419. You don't have any shares in the telecom industry. You are wearing 3-piece suits. You don't have 3 plots of land. Something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. This is the time to tie that money down in an investment, tie it down in things that will change your life, because you will wake up one day and discover that it does not always work like that. You will just come into a season and money is not flowing the way it used to flow, and you say, Kai, I wish. That's why we're here. So the law of delayed gratification. Number 3 is the law of savings. The law of savings. You need to save money. If you don't save, you are not safe. When you study the Bible, it's there. All these things are there. The world that we live in, when Joseph came to Egypt, the dream that Pharaoh had, the Bible says that he had the dream, the lean cow swallowing the fat cow, lean way swallowing, and he had it twice. And when Joseph came, he said, this is the interpretation. You had the dream twice because God is showing us the way the world will operate. It's called wealth cycles. There will always be 7 years of plenty, 7 years of famine. So the principle is that seasons of plenty and seasons of famine will always be in the world. So what you do in the season of plenty is what will help you in the season of famine. So most of the time, when you see yourself going through crisis, it is a report card of the kind of life you have lived when you were making money. It's just a report card that is coming out. Hello? So you should have seasons where no matter what is happening around, you always have goosey because you have saved. Let me show you the Bible. You see, a prophet stepped into the palace of the Eden king. His name is Elijah. Comes into the palace of Ahab, the Eden king, and he says, in the presence of the Lord before whom I stand. Why? Because he was a carrier of the presence of God. So when he came into the palace of the hidden king, he said, I'm standing in the presence of God, not in your presence, because I came with the presence. And he now said, there shall be no rain but by my word. Now he was a prophet, but he didn't understand a lot of other things. So by virtue of that prophecy, he changed the vegetation. No rain equals to no harvest. No harvest equals to no food. No food equals to hunger for everybody, including the prophet that prophesied. Including the prophet that prophesied. And then he now had the connection that other did not have. He now had to hold on to the supernatural. Lord, God said, okay, go. I'll prepare the raven to feed you. He now shifted into the supernatural. But because of his prophecy, somebody else was suffering. And God now says, you see, you cannot create the problem and be enjoying supernatural and stop other people from enjoying. So the brook must dry up so that you can move to the next. Because see, the perfect will of God is not to bless you. The perfect will of God is to make you a blessing. Bless. So when he was in charity, he was being blessed. But God said, you can't be here, you need to go and be a blessing. So he said, I have now prepared a widow to preserve you. But people of God, she was what? A widow. Are you listening? No, I'm going somewhere. She was what? A widow. This was 3.5 years into famine. 3.5 years into famine. When brooks have dried up, when rivers have dried up, by the time the prophet shows up, she said, I have water. Where did she have water? 3.5 years into famine. She stored it. She had food. What has she been eating for 3.5 years? What she saved was saving her. It was when the savings was about to expire that God now sent the prophet so that she can now release the remaining as a seed to go into the supernatural. But you now, you are a widow and you are a liability to the church. I'm a widow. And so you are a widow. So when you were not a widow, what was your impact in the church? When you and your husband were in church and you had money, were you tithing? Were you giving? Were you in a department? Were you going for evangelism? Were you committed? Now you have lost your husband. Yeah, there is no love in that church. Was there love in your life before you lost your husband? Church should now carry all the responsibility of your life. Go and read your Bible. Go and read your Bible. The Bible says widows should be taken care of by their family. It's only widows indeed That is no family, nobody to help you. You will now come to the church. You will now be fasting and praying. You will be committed. Then church will now take care of you. Not that you now. Widowhood is not a license for poverty. Hey, I'm a widow. I'm a widow. No. This woman was a widow taking care of a prophet. Hello? Someone say savings. So you need to save. Save at least 10% of every income that comes into your life. When you save, savings is not an investment. But you need savings in order to invest. Everyone should save a minimum of between 6 to 8 months of their living expenses in cash. So that when life happens, you have 6 months to 8 months to reinvent yourself. I've been saying this for decades. When COVID came, we saw what happened. A lot of people that you thought were okay, COVID revealed their deficiency. Some people died in COVID that you thought were rich people. Were doing GoFundMe to gather money for their widow. Why? Because they have official car, official coffin, official accommodation, official travel, and all the money they were making, instead of tying it down into investment that will help them, they did not do what needs to be done. So you need to say, somebody say save. So what you save today will save you tomorrow. Number 4 is the law of asset acquisition. The law of asset acquisition. Riches are cash-based, wealth is asset-based. When you say a man is rich, it's because he has money. When you say a man is wealthy, he has asset that is producing money. So you need to have assets. So one of the reasons why you save is so that that savings can now be used to acquire assets. What is an asset? An asset is anything that appreciates in value. An asset is anything that appreciates in value. What's an asset? An asset is anything that produces cash flow. So when you are investing or acquiring asset, you are thinking, this thing I want to use this money to buy, will it increase in value? When you buy that car and move it out of the car lot, the value reduces. I hope you know that the Range Rover of those days are the towing vehicle of today. Hello? Range Rover. In those days, they are the towing vehicle of today. So all this one you are buying car as if you are buying a coffin. Something is wrong with you. I'm telling you. You are just buying car. You don't have any assets. How can you have, I don't know about Abuja, but in Lagos, it's so terrible. The educated ones are the tenants. The illiterate are the landlord. I'm telling you, educated people. Look, I have property that people are paying me 8 million per annum rent. And I'm like, some people in normal 8 million. I collect it, but I'm feeling sorry for them. Because if you bring 16 million, I can give you a 2-bedroom bungalow with 16 million. That will be your own forever. Do you understand? And you are paying me 8 million every year, and they are paying. Hello? There are people paying rent of 12 million in Lagos, 15 million. So they will pay 15 million naira rent and now pack a 40 million naira car there and think that they are normal people. You are not normal. Something is fundamentally wrong with your thinking faculty. Hello? And then the landlord will now be calling them Oga tenants. Oga tenants. I hope that foolishness is not in Abuja. So you people, you live fake life here too. So the law of what? Asset acquisition. There are many asset classes that can help your life, but the greatest asset I will advise you to get is real estate. Real estate is very powerful. Is the greatest vehicle of wealth creation that also doubles as a vehicle of wealth retention. So I say to people, don't do cash banking, do land banking. Because a city today was a village yesterday. A village today will be a city tomorrow. In 2008, we bought 70 acres of land in New Cairo. We bought it 50,000 naira per plot, 2008. The estate is still there now. I have like 50-something buildings to roofing level that we're selling now. The land is now 10 million naira per plot. 10 million for a land we bought in 2008 to now. You know, see how you done long. But that 2008, you also had 50,000. You could have bought it, but you bought a wristwatch. That 2008, you had 300,000. You could have bought an acre, but you bought a phone. You bought BlackBerry. Now you are black and you are blurry. And both you and the BlackBerry, you have expired. You bought Nokia 3310. And you have been big boy. Now your Nokia is Palasa. It's now a dumb phone. It's not even smart. The law of what? Asset acquisition. Number 5 is the law of investment and cash flow. The law of investment and cash flow. So real estate is powerful. But in investment, you need to now look at different investment vehicles that you can explore. So let me run you through some things you can explore. You can explore money market. You can explore the capital market. You can explore collaboration. And you can explore intellectual properties. So let's start with money market. So money market is you investing in financial instruments in different levels. So you can do fixed deposit, call deposit. You can do bonds. You can do treasury bills. You can do mutual funds. You can do annuities. All these are financial instruments. Or you can do stocks. You can buy shares of publicly quoted company, both locally and internationally. So any product you are using that you see people using that is becoming popular, see how you can buy into it. So you're on Facebook, buy Facebook shares. You are using Apple product, buy Apple share. You are on TikTok, you are on. So look for shares of those companies. Samsung, or what are they? So look for all those companies in Nigeria. Look for the companies that are doing well. Look for the indices. Whether you want to start with, penny stock or blue chip stock, buy them. The Nigerian stock market is doing extremely well, and it's been doing well in the last 2 years. But people are not aware because they are still clouded by the 2008 crisis. And they don't know that there's so much money now in the stock market that people are making money. So you can do that. Then you can do collaborations. What do I mean by that? You see, it is better to own 10% of a billion than to own 100% of zero or 100% of 100. So you may not be an entrepreneur, but you can be a part owner of businesses. You can become an equity investor and say, okay, I want to own 5% of this business. So you have heard of Paystack, you have heard of Flutterwave, you have heard of a lot of IT companies that have grown to become a unicorn, that doing $10 million and above, and many of these people are cashing out. When this guy starts, maybe all they need is $10,000. Because I'll give you $10,000 for 30% equity. And if he works, he works. If he doesn't work, you move on with life. But once he click, you'll be amazed. So you can become a part owner of others and do joint venture with people and do collaboration with people. And it will help you. And then you can go into what is called intellectual property. You can buy gold, and I'm talking real gold. And then you can go into intellectual property, which is investing in yourself, producing products and services that belongs to you. Like all my books now, I've written over 100 books. So some of my books are in Ukraine, Russian language. I'm getting royalty. Some of my books are in 9 of my books are in French languages. All over, I'm getting royalty. My books are on different platforms. I'm getting royalty. So I sit down, I walk, I know walk, money they flow in different currency. My children would be enjoying. So it's because of investment. So look at what you can invest. It's called the law of investment and cash flow. So what you are thinking of is, what can I put money into that will continue to produce money for me without me having to do anything else? Imagine now that you have, let's imagine that you have 10 houses. So if you start working at 25 and you are not able to get one house every year, if you get one house every 5 years, it means that after 25 years of laboring, you will have 5 houses. After 35 years, you have 7 houses. If those 7 houses are giving you 10 million per annum, that's 70 million from rent without doing anything. That's how people become wealthy. It's not to be doing fasting and prayer without investment. Hello? When I came in contact with this revelation in 1997, my story changed. 1998, I did the first wealth creation seminar. I told my father, my mother, my brother, the whole family. I called all of them from everywhere. I said, I'm about to do a 5-day seminar, Wednesday to Sunday. I said, Daddy, you must be there. Mommy, you must be there. Or else, you won't disown me, I will disown you. Everybody, I'm not a breadwinner for anybody. Come and learn how to win your bread and start your own bakery. I called all my younger, I told all my church members, I said, listen, I was still poor, so it's on tape. You know, we used to have cassettes in those days, VHS. It's on tape. I said, keep this tape so that when I become a billionaire and they say, oh, this pastor, church money, we use this one to slap their face. So I did the seminar and I told everybody, I told them, I say, you can give tithe and still be poor. 1998. I saw as you are bringing 10% tithes, also be doing 10% savings. I command you in this church, all of you go and open an account. As you are bringing your tithes, be saving. So the first years we ever bought was Ashaka Cement, 1998. We all started like that, little by little, little by. So it's not so nobody can come now and say, no, I'm not that kind of person. They know. Hello, they know. So I am rich and I spend my money with joy because it is my money. I labored, I invested and got it. So it's not your tithe and offering. Hello? Hello? So the law of what? Investment and asset acquisition. Number what now? Number 6 is the law of multiple streams. The law of multiple streams. And please listen to this because of time. Time is running. But Mama said I should finish this. So, so the law of multiple streams. Please, you see, this law is a whole message on its own. But let me see how I can run through it now. Listen. The law of multiple streams. Many people in our world today, they are involved in what I call multiple struggles. You are just a struggler and you think that you are a rich person. No, you are poor, but you just don't know. So you see, when I'm looking at, I'm seeing elderly people, no young people, so that you don't. Can I have just 4 volunteers? Just volunteer yourself for me. Come out, 4 people, just follow. Make I use you do an example. So that I will just show the example of it. Because if you get it, you get it. See this one. Thank you, sir. Please line up 1, 2, 3, 4. Because many of you are very hardworking, but you are not smart working. There are 3 work that will change your life: hard work, smart work, and network. So many of you are very hardworking, but there is no common sense to the work. Many of you are working hard, you are working smart, but you are not in the right network. So hard work, smart work, then what? Network. Because who you know and who knows you determines how far you go. You see, in this life, nobody goes up. You are brought up. Were you not brought up by your parents or your guardian? You can't go up. Nobody climbs that ladder. Somebody will have to bring you up. I hope you know that there are clubs of billionaires in Nigeria. You can't apply. You can't pay money to enter. Somebody inside must recommend you, and they will go through scale to bring you. Say, my friend wants to join. There are clubs in Lagos. I don't know about. There are clubs in Lagos to join. Every year, you pay 50 million. Yeah, that's membership fee, 50 million every year. But guess what? There are people that have dropped 50 million 4 years ago. They never accept them. They are on waiting list. Yes. There are 50 million in an account. They are waiting to qualify 4 years later. I still got a call. I said, hey, I paid 2 years ago. Let me talk to them. I said, no, the waiting list here. It's not yet your. Because when look, many of you don't understand. When I look at Christians, I say, oh, this Christianity. There are people that run things in this country. That run things in different sectors. Gatekeepers, power broker. It's not, many things are not done in the office. So they are done on the golf club. They are done in the beer parlor. They'll just okay, no problem. Don't worry, just send me, I will send it to you tomorrow. And it's not, you will be there. Be writing proposal, they do PowerPoints. They do PowerPoints. Because you know the reason why those clubs are the way they are. By the time you get in there, for you to even be a member, nobody looks down on you. For you to be in that room, you just sit down, go to walking around, and tell everybody just moving around. When you go to, hey, how are you? They will greet you with honor. They won't say, who are you? Because they do that for you to be in this club. You have gone through, so you must be somebody. You may be my next key, so I can't look down on you. So this one you are fixing an appointment. They say, come 8 months later. It's just, I've been trying. Oh, no problem. This is my car. Hello, done. Hello, so I'm going. So now, you know what many people do? It's called multiple struggles. It's almost possible now that when you go outside the church now, you see some people that will be selling after church now. They will open their booths. They are selling wigs, selling perfume, selling clothes, selling shoes, they're selling all kinds of things. Those same people have a job, but they call it side hustle. That's why you are still hustling. So now, let's look at these 4 people. So, what's your name, sir?
Celestine, sir.
Celestine Babayaro. So Celestine. So let's use case study. They are all Celestine. So Celestine is a teacher. Hello? He teaches in a school. And he earns 500,000 every month. But see, Celestine is not just a teacher, but Celestine has a car, and when he's going to work in the morning, he uses it for transport. When he's coming back, he uses it for transport. Weekend, he does transport. So Celestine makes money with transportation, and sometimes, apart from the 500,000, he can net 200K with the transportation. So Celestine is now earning 700,000. But you see, there's something about Celestine. Celestine has a good voice. So, and sometimes they invite him to be an MC or to be a compere. So sometimes in a month he does 1 gig, 2 gig, and sometimes he charges 500. And so Celestine, the MC, compere, comedian, sometimes in a month he does 1 million. So 500 plus 200 plus 1 million, 1.7. Now, the amazing thing about Celestine is that he's also a trainer. So he speaks in different events, he facilitates, and sometimes he hosts his own seminar. So sometime in a quarter, he nets another 3 million from here. So now listen, Celestine 500,000 plus 200 plus 1 million plus another 1 million. That's 2.7 million. Now listen, when Celestine sits down with his mates, that they are all collecting 500,000, they will not understand how Celestine is doing it, because Celestine has more money available than them. But you see, when you look at Celestine now, he will be a big boy. He may have a, Camry, or he may even have a land somewhere. He's a big boy. He's not like other people. He's smart. But you see, the problem with Celestine is that everything Celestine is doing here now is what we call multiple struggles. That's why many people are poor in Nigeria. You know why? In order for Celestine to get 500,000, Celestine must be there. In order for Celestine to get 200,000, Celestine must be there. In order for Celestine to get 1 million, Celestine must be there. In order for Celestine to get another million, he must be there. So the day Celestine falls sick, all the money falls sick. The day Celestine dies, God forbid, all the money dies. That's what happened when many of you thought, when my father was alive, we were very rich. But when my father died, your father was a poor man. He was not rich. No more. There is no rich man whose money dies because they died. Do you understand? When say, my husband was very rich, but when my husband died, your husband was a poor man. He was a struggler. He was exchanging his time and energy for money. And when the time and energy, which is a limited resource, doing good, the income died. Do you understand now? So I see a lot of Nigerians, because you don't understand, I say, you don't even know what they are doing. You don't know what they are doing. You see, when you make money, everybody wants to investigate the source of your riches, but nobody investigates the source of your poverty. Has anybody come to me to say, why are you poor? We need to make you a personal project. This poverty, no. It's when you become rich, they are interested. So this is multiple struggles. So I see many of you, you work in the bank, and then you import goods from China, from Turkey. You are selling perfume, you are selling this, and then you are cooking food the weekend and packing food for people selling. You are a struggler. They don't become billionaires like that. Hello? So this is multiple struggle. What is multiple streams of income? So let's look for another format. Let's bring it up now. So this is Celestine now. So multiple streams of income is, Celestine is a teacher. But now, because he understands financial intelligence, instead of him using the car to do big boy, what Celestine will now do is, he will now get a driver that will be doing the transport business. So in the morning, the driver will pick him up, drop him in the school, and go and be doing the business. The driver will come and pick him up when it's closed, drop him at home, and go and do. So whether he works or he doesn't work, the car is working for him. So now, Celestine now has a transport and haulage company that is producing money with or without that. So now, Celestine is into MC, compare, and whatever. If he has to be doing everything by himself, they will be asking him, is you we want? No. What he now does, he monetizes and turns it into an academy and a system. So he sets up an MC company, a compare company, and he becomes the CEO. And he gets other people to come and apply under him, and he manages it. And he said, look, if you want an MC, contact Celestina Incorporated, not Mr. Celestine. He has become a corporation. So when people are coming, they are dealing with a business. So he can send anybody to go and represent the company. So they are building a brand, not around a personality, but around a product. Do you understand that now? Which one are you again, number 4? Training, okay. So he set up a training company. And then they have manuals, they have curriculum, and they have a group of facilitators that come together. So what you are doing is not that you are inviting people. As I'm standing before you right now, I am Pastor Olumide Emmanuel, but I'm also Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. Pastor Olumide Emmanuel is different from Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. Pastor Olumide Emmanuel is a pastor. He doesn't charge. Counseling is free. Freely you have received, freely you give. Salvation is free, but you buy Bible. But now, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel is not free. Oh, I didn't go to Harvard for free. Oh, hello. So Dr. Olumide Emmanuel will charge you and send you invoice. Counseling is free, but consultancy attracts a fee. Where there is a voice, there is an invoice. So if you invite me now and say, okay, we want to come and be a blessing to our church, there's a different track that you will follow. But say, oh, our company wants you to come and train, and there is a different track that you will follow. So what does it do? It does the same. So there are trainings going on now. We train company, we train government, we train different countries, different parastatal management training. We do all kinds. I don't necessarily have to show up. But the same quality. If they now say they want to look at the man, then if you can pay, you get it. Because when people don't pay, they don't pay attention. So you set it up. So now what happens is Celestine have set up group of. So Celestine can now decide to say, I'm not doing teaching again. And people will say, how can you leave a lucrative job? Who did this to you? Oh God. But they are wondering. But Celestine has produced something. So he's not the one working for money. Money is working for him. So multiple streams of income is you having different vehicles producing money for you without your direct involvement. That's multiple streams of income. Do you understand that now? God bless you. So now, still on these multiple streams, let me now run you through 5 levels. And then I'll tie it to the 7th law and we'll close. Now, you must have multiple streams of income across income types. Income types. All these things are in the book. So, income types. Now, what do we mean by that? There are 3 types of income. There's what we call once and only. They call it end income. You labor once. For that one labor, you get paid once. So that's one kind of labor or income. The other one is once and always. You labor once, but for that one labor, they continue to pay you forever. So now, when I come to speak, is one labor. I get a speaking fee if I'm speaking in a place where I'm collecting a fee. But they won't pay me again because until I come again, they won't pay again. So for me to be paid again, I have to come again. Do you understand? Now, if you are a fashion designer, you sew a wedding dress, they pay you. But they won't come back and pay you again tomorrow. To pay you again, you must sew another one. So that's one kind of income. You should not stay on that level because that means you will struggle all your life. The second one is you labor only once. But for that one labor, you are paid continually. So now, I'm a landlord. I have properties in different states and in different countries all over the world. So every month, rent is coming from all the countries. So, but I only bought that house once. I only built that house once. But for the next 100 years, they will be paying rent and renovating it for me. So that is another kind of income. It's called once and always. The books you are buying now, I wrote the book once. But for the next 100 years, people will be paying for that book. So that's the third one is free flow. At that third level, you don't even need to labor. Let the money labor for you. So instead of you laboring, let the money be the one laboring for you. So when I say you need multiple streams across income types, it means that you should look into your life and ensure that as you are growing, you are eliminating that first one. And you are left with the second and the third. Because your health, your energy, and your time is limited. So you can't continue to exchange your time and energy for money until you are 50 and 60. It's an error. Number 2 is multiple streams across industries. You cannot have money and all your money is only in one industry. Look, when COVID came, I had billionaire friends that struggled. I had a friend when we were talking, he said, because many times I would tell this guy, let's do this. He said, no, I want to be focused. I said, look, focus and diversification are not enemies of each other. I said, look, I have studied this thing. When it comes to money, Genesis to Revelation, I have studied Bible, 8 months of an encounter. When it comes to education, I have got to double PhD. So I studied this thing. My dissertation in my PhD, my second PhD, was the role of personal and political leadership in the economic empowerment of people. And I dealt with poverty from the grassroots, from maternal care, the hospital you gave birth to your child in, the health of the mother that gave birth to the child, how it affects the kind of child that is born. So I said, look, it will just be arguing, no problem. Guess what? This my guy is a billionaire. He has 4 hotels, 6 multipurpose halls. Then he's one of those that rent. If you are doing event or this crusade, he has all the equipment, state of the art, Rayambonke level. But when COVID came, everything zero. No event. 6 event center. This guy was doing 300 million a year. In COVID, the guy was on 0 level. You now know the funnest thing. Tell me. Because people were locked down in the hotel, he could not evict them. So they were sleeping in the hotel for free for 6 months. He was burning generator. They used inverter died. He was still feeding people. They were saying they will pay later. Those that had card in the system, they were collecting money from the card until the banks shut down. What are you talking about? Why was he in that trouble? Every investment he had was in one industry. Multiple streams across industries. So you must have money in economy, in farming, in tech, in everywhere. I did not have any investments in health until COVID came. When I sat down at home, and every time I hear essential worker, I told myself, I hear Leo, okay, it's essential. Of all these are not what we carry, we are not essential workers. These medical people are the essential workers. I didn't have any money in the... Immediately after I said I must enter that field. Now I have money in the pharmacy, America, I put money in every health I can put money into. Hello? Multiple streams across what? Industries. Number 3, multiple streams across geography. I have a friend, my very good friend. Every investment he has is in Ukraine. He left Ukraine after 30 years as a refugee with nothing. The only thing he has is 2. Number 1, the house I bought for him in America, and the property he has in my estate in Nigeria. Those are the only 2 things he has after 30 years. But why? All his investment is in one geography. Do you know what happened in Zango Katav in those days? Do you know that people have property now in Bornu, Benue, and all that they cannot go? I have one of my sons, he's a billionaire. He's one of the major gold dealers. He can't enter his gold in Zamfara. They have blocked him out. I have another man, a billionaire, a 71-year-old man, 4,000 hectares. The number 2 farmer in the whole of Ilori Kogi area. The man is struggling now. All the money he has in the bank. He said, sir, I don't understand this thing again. He can't enter his farm when S-Men came. 4,000, not acres, or hectares. He's thinking, he can't enter his own farm because of insecurity. The money he had in the bank, this guy had over 4 billion naira in bank. I told him, Baba, let's change this money to dollar. Let me help you invest in abroad. Hey, multi that guy. All this American thing, I don't understand. Let my money be in that bank. Before it's very high. The $4 million, 4 billion naira, that and dollar was 300 and something. Before it's very high. The 4 billion is useless. Before it's very high. So multiple streams across what? Across geography. Number 4, multiple streams across currency. None of you that say you are rich, you are just a poor man. If we change all your money to pounds now, you see that you're a poor man. It's only in naira you are making noise. When they wanted to redecimalize the naira like CDs, Nigerian billionaires were provoking. Because they know, say, all these millionaire, you will just become a poor man overnight. So you need multiple streams across what? Currency. So those in my mentorship platform, within 2 years maximum, you must start making money in dollars. Because that's the currency of trade in the world. So you can't be in Nigeria. Everything is done naira, naira, naira. Now, many of you are sitting down here right now. You say, my children will go to school abroad. Now, naira, you go change to that abroad. Hello? Imagine paying school fees of $14,000 2-3 times a year. Do you know how many people have brought their children back to Nigerian schools because of pounds? Because of dollars? Hello? So you need to have what? Multiple streams across currency. You can't be making money only in naira. If you want to buy property abroad, we are here. I have office all over. I can get you property in London, anywhere. Contact us, we'll get you property. A whole house, you go to collect rent every month. So these things are there. So instead of you just keeping the money there, do you know that 17 million is $10,000? Now, average. 17 million, no, $10,000. But if you leave that 17 million there, by next year, what 17 million can buy this year, it will not be able to buy. But if you change it to $10,000, join the fractional ownership. 10 of you, 10,000 into 10 places. You buy one house, $100,000. And you start earning $1,000 every month immediately. And the house is your own forever. No mortgage, cash. You have 170 million, you buy a whole house. And that 170 million, if you put it in the bank before your very eyes, is the value. Across what? Currency. Finally, multiple streams across realms. And that will now bring me to the 7th law, realms. Many of you, all your money is in the natural realm. You don't have anything in the realm of the spirit. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be. So multiple streams across the realm. You must make sure that you are not only rich on earth, you are rich unto God. And that brings us to the 7th law, is the law of covenant compliance. The law of covenant compliance. Please, don't let people mess you up with all these confusing things people are saying. In this life, giving is a law. The principles that God has established, they have nothing to do with redemption. They are principles that have been put in place for the perpetuation of his creation. Anybody that applies the principle will get the benefit. Unbeliever will plant and they will reap. If you don't plant as a Christian, you will not reap. Hello? The law of sowing and reaping is not a Christian law. It's a kingdom law. It's the law of the kingdom. The law of dedication, law of kingdom. Law of punctuality, law of the kingdom. Law of love, law of the kingdom. These are kingdom laws. Anybody that practices them, whether they know God or not, it will work for them. You that know God, if you don't practice it, it will not work. Rain will fall on the righteous and on the unrighteous. Somebody will say, I don't believe in God, but he's still alive, he didn't die. Because he's breathing in and breathing out. He's eating and he's sustained. If you say, I believe in God and you don't eat, you don't breathe in, you will die. So when we talk about laws, it's not about, hey, they are trying to collect our money. Look, everything you have belongs to God. To be arguing about 10% is a revelation of your lack of understanding. Because when you are a rich man, even your tax is 40% capital gains tax. So except you want to end up in jail. When you are a rich man, the tax you will pay alone. How much is company income tax now in Nigeria? So what are you talking about? Even your payee that they deduct. So why are you arguing about 10%? Who did this to you? 10%? And you argue, is that what God is to you? 10%? You make 100,000, you argue about 10,000? Haba. You got 1 million, 100,000 is a problem? 100,000 that if we live here now, 4 of us enter correct restaurants. We take do buffet, 35k times 4. Do small chops, take shawarma and give me Chapman. They give you 130k. What are you talking about? Enter correct restaurant, give me Monica, fish with plantain and give me pina colada. What are you talking about? Is that what you are 100,000? You made 1 million to give God 100,000, say, God, I thank you. Is your problem? I'm not talking, you see, look. The 10% has never been the problem. Mammon and lack of understanding is the problem. Hello? Okay. And it's okay. Okay, so you come. Stand up. Now, I understand Yoruba. So you didn't understand what I said. Okay, now please listen to what I'm. Bosheduro yen, moni le pupo kakri aye, chauffeur le above. No, don't. We are preaching. Now, moni le ni bigam ati kwa wale konton, mo le fun le kon chauffeur above. Now listen. Please, I'm showing you something. Now, I asked him, I said, I have land all over the world. Do you want or not? He didn't answer. I asked, I said, I have houses. Even in this Abuja, I have houses we have almost completed. I can give you one. Do you want? He didn't respond. Now, listen. Why did he not respond? Is he a bad person? Is he an ignorant person? Is he a disrespectful person? Is he dishonoring me? Is it that he doesn't want? Why did he not respond? He doesn't understand. Anything you don't practice, you don't understand. God bless you. You don't understand. That is why I believe more in teaching than preaching. Preaching does not disciple people. The problem of the church is discipleship. We have too many children and kindergarten in church arguing over irrelevant things. They're like children playing in the market square. Hello? Preaching does not disciple people. Preaching will inspire, stir up, motivate, challenge, but only teaching disciples people. When people understand something, you can't take away what somebody understands. So when you see that all these people are talking about tithing, there is no way you can confuse some people because they understand what they are doing. They know that, hey, I'm not trying to bribe God. They know that they know that everything I have belongs to God. The 10, I am bringing it as an act of worship. In acknowledgement of the fact that God is my source. That's all. It's not because if you get that. No, they are doing with understanding. And let me help you get this. The 10% is not the problem. I said it in the first service. If you get 100,000 now, 10% is the tithe. Is 10,000 your problem? Really, think of it. Before you leave here now, you can still send 10,000. You can even give 10,000 to somebody at the gate. It's not the tithe 10,000 that is the problem. You can eat 10,000 food without feeling it. You can go to a restaurant. You can go to movie cinema. Do you know that some of this ticket premiere is 8.5, one ticket? And 4 of you will go and spend 30K and take popcorn and come back. It's not the 10,000. But everything that God places a demand on becomes a point of contention. That same 10,000, when you now put it in an envelope, it becomes big. 10,000. That 100,000. 100,000. I'm telling you. You see, when people argue about first fruit and all these things, I say it's just that you don't understand. So I ask questions like this. Have you ever gone a whole year without salary before, or 6 months, and people say, yes, I didn't have a job for over a year, but you did not die. For over a year, you didn't have a job, but God took care of you. You now got a job, bam! First salary, 350. Then I say, bring the 350. Say, I cannot give you first fruit. What's that? Old Testament, New Testament. You start arguing. The same you that didn't have anyone. You will be singing, if you can use anything, Lord, you can use me. You can use anything, Lord, you can use me. Take my life, Lord. Now, the money has come. He said, no, this one, all these churches, they are using us. All these pastors, they are using us. Nobody will say, may God use you. If you don't want to be used, be useless now. Hello? Let me close by helping you understand this. The seed of every fruit is poison. The seed of every fruit is poison. You see, when God created the tree, in every tree there is a fruit. In every fruit there is a seed. The chemical composition that produces the fruit is always inside the seed. So whenever you eat seed, you are eating poison. If you take orange now, put your finger inside, bring out those seeds, put it in your mouth and begin to chew it. Poison, bitter, your mouth will start swelling. Why? Because that is not what it's meant for. It's for planting. If you take mango now After you finish eating the mango, cut the something and eat it. You are poison. You are going to hospital. Because the seed of every fruit is poisonous. Because that's where the chemical composition for reproduction is buried. So you don't eat seed, you plant seed. So every time money comes into your hand, the 10% of that money is the seed. It's poison. It's poison. So when you eat that 10%, that was the seed that will reproduce the other one. You have just chopped poison. You say, but I'm alive. Adam ate the fruit and was still alive. But he was dead. Something died. But physically, biologically, he was alive. Every time you eat what you are not supposed to eat, something dies. But it's not physical. And you are not aware. Opportunities that could have come that will not come. Speed that will have been experienced that will not be experienced. Things that will have come by grace that you now have to labor for. But because you don't know what you have lost, you didn't know. Every head bowed in Jesus.